The layers of complexity are dissolving. For karmic ties are releasing, and past life lessons are being completed rather rapidly at this time. And as these sometimes hidden motivations dissolve, there is less complexity at play. This means that the desires that are authentically aligned for a soul will be allowed to move into the material plane with greater ease and less of an agenda, which is often hidden or not fully realized by the human ego consciousness. Indeed, this is part of the reason why the butterfly effect will be magnified, for as each individual is able to make manifest the desires of their authentic resonance, we will increasingly be expert manifestors in matters of consciousness and unconscious creation. For humanity is entering a new era, a new epoch, in which the lessons of polarity borne out by karmic repercussion are no longer necessary. And soon, they will not hold the seemingly invisible sway on your present lived experiences. So things will be simpler, yes, and yet for a time it may not appear so in the collective field, for there is much karmic energy that must rise to the surface to be cleared. Indeed, this is a big part of the concept of two timelines that is being voiced by many in the spiritual community. The beauty of this now time and the path ahead is that truly, as never before, there is a greater sense of freedom and the limitless potentiality of creating the manifestations of love and connection that desire to be birthed through each being. All that may have felt too scary to allow oneself to explore or to dare to dream into is now readily available. It's all on the table, so to speak. Like playing an open hand of cards, you can now rest easier, knowing what is available to you and seeing clearly also what cards others hold. And so it is that in this higher state of our ability to trust that which you perceive beyond the physical plane, you will become emboldened to play the game of life with newfound sense of security and confidence, no longer wondering if the universe has a karmic ace up its sleeve. The task now becomes to pay attention to the patterns of belief and behavior that prevent forward movement. The only obstacles now are that habituated response, seeking the comfort of familiarity, even if that pattern is not of our highest vibration. Much of this is reliant upon the release of limiting beliefs about what is possible, many of which have an underpinning of core concepts of scarcity and polarity, concepts rooted in separation. For example, the idea that the human experience is at the core about suffering instead of the truth that it is about continually finding one's way back to love. For some, the manifestations and miracles occurring in their daily experience will begin to create a sense of living in a different reality, as indeed, in a sense, they will be. And this is where the idea of a timeline split comes into play. The duration and severity of this timeline split will be determined by the rippling out of these energies of freedom, autonomy, and empowered co-creator authority. Therefore, do not doubt the influence that you may each have on the collective unfoldment. Perhaps more than before, you now realize the importance of being seen and being connected in community. As each of you become emboldened to share more of yourself, your experiences and beliefs with others, you help demonstrate a new possibility for those around you. You help remind others of their ability to choose perhaps a different approach and get curious about the outcome instead of limiting themselves with expectations. And this is where the beginner's mind comes in, seeing things with fresh eyes, allowing more potentiality into every aspect of your experience. When each of you allow yourself to be received in community into a space of mutual values and similar understanding on these topics, you strengthen your ability to believe together, to believe in your limitlessness and your radiance, and to have that reflected back to you and amplified by the coherence of the group energy field. This is the importance of finding and investing in community at this time. And while this is true of groups with an overt spiritual nature, it is equally true of groups that coalesce around other shared visions. Groups where souls with similar calling and purpose of being may support each other in being change agents in their communities or more broadly on the earth. And so we say yet again, take heart, follow your inner compass as you strike out bold and open-hearted with newfound confidence in the power of your beliefs.